Hey everybody, I'm Bert. I'm a personal trainer and an intern here at Kermeyer. I'm joined today by Stephen.
Hey guys.
Another intern and personal trainer here at Kermeyer. Today we are going to talk about some of the most common mistakes and misconceptions within fitness. There's a lot of information out there about this topic, and a lot of it's good, but a lot of it's not so good. So today we're going to go over some of the most, popular fitness myths and misconceptions that we usually see as personal trainers.
Alright, so the idea for spot reduction training came about because when we're doing exercise, you can feel that muscle contracting, you can feel it working, and it just kind of naturally feels like you should also be burning fat in that area. When in reality, all that's happening is that muscle's fatiguing just from being used. Fat loss occurs in the body all at the same time, just as a whole. So you can't just do like a bicep curl to get rid of some of that extra fat on your arms, or like a crunch to get rid of some of that extra belly fat that we all kind of tend to want to do. However, the body does burn more fat the more muscle you have. So a better way to go about it would be trying to do some of those big, like major compound movements that really are known to build muscle, get you stronger, and all of that good stuff, and just have that higher metabolism throughout the day from having that extra muscle mass, and going about it that way instead of just trying to do like those extra crunches at the end of your workout.
One of the most common myths is that maybe for men and women you're going to get too bulky if you lift weights. Lifting weights makes you bulky, and while that is true, lifting weights is a good way to do that if that is your goal. It's not always the case. A lot of the times you hear this from females, you're concerned that you're going to come in and suddenly, be this muscle-bound freak, and that's not really how it works, and that's for a lot of reasons. Decreased testosterone production is the #1 reason. Women produce significantly less testosterone than men. Testosterone has a big role to play when it comes to muscle growth and sort of gaining that size. And so women naturally have less testosterone than men, and therefore aren't able to build muscle as effectively as far as muscle mass is concerned. Women also tend to have a little bit less natural just muscle mass on their bodies, and so it's a little bit less likely that that's going to happen. The women that you do see who are big and bulky, those women usually are actually on steroids. They're professional bodybuilders. They've made the decision to do that, but it's not just going to happen to you accidentally if you happen to do a couple of barbell squats or something like that. But guys don't get off the hook either, because a lot of guys maybe want to keep a lean physique. They don't want to look like a bodybuilder. They don't want to, and it's kind of humorous actually, because the people who do look like that put an insane amount of work ethic and dedicate their whole lives to looking like they do. And so it's not going to happen that you're going to come in and do squats, do some bench press, and then accidentally wake up the next morning looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That would be unbelievably ridiculous to have happen. And so it's not something you have to worry about. Doing resistance training and doing strength training is a really good way to do a whole bunch, to succeed in a bunch of different goals for your fitness, and you don't have to worry about getting excessively bulky, whether you're male or female.
Alright, so another big misconception is that when we're working out, we have to work out for an hour just to get a good workout in. And that's not necessarily true. You can go and do like a Tabata that takes 4 minutes, get a great workout, boost your metabolism, kind of get moving, get all those benefits, and yeah, it only takes you 4 minutes. So like the big guideline as far as exercise goes is we want to be getting at least 150 minutes of exercise a week. And you can break that down however you want. That could be 3 days of 50 minutes of exercise, 30 minutes of exercise every day during the work week, taking the weekends off, anything like that. So yeah, just remember, if you're like trying to find a time to exercise during the day, it doesn't have to be an hour. If you can get in and even just get a walk in for like 30 minutes, anything like that, you're going to be a lot better off than you were just sitting doing nothing. So yeah.
Another really common myth is the idea of out-exercising a bad diet. And that's not, what I mean by that is basically, well, I worked out really hard today, so I'm going to go have a couple Big Macs, or doing something along the lines of, your diet might not be where you want it to be. You might know that you're not eating healthily, and so you'll just exercise extra hard. And the reason that that's not really feasible is pretty simple. Just because it's really easy to add calories. It's really easy to eat. It's really easy to sit down and eat anywhere between 800 to 1,000, 2,000 calories sometimes, depending on where you are. and it takes a lot longer to burn those calories off from exercise. It doesn't matter what type of exercise you're doing, you're always going to be burning those calories a lot slower than you're going to be putting them on, especially if you're having huge portion sizes, that sort of thing. So it's always important to remember that exercise is a critically important part of a healthy lifestyle, but diet really reigns supreme as what's going to dictate the results that you get. Alright, so those are some of the most common mistakes and misconceptions that we see as personal trainers, but obviously there's going to be a lot more. So if you ever see something online that, or on Facebook or the internet somewhere that seems a little fishy, I always encourage you to bring it to your trainer. Your trainer is always going to have a good voice of reason for you and will help to guide you in the right direction as far as more information and clearing up any misconceptions that you might have. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you have a great rest of your 9th week of the 90-day challenge, and we'll see you next time.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around.